Hi, Taurus. It's Denise with Divine Soul Astrology, and today I'm here to discuss Jupiter going direct. And that was March 10th, which was yesterday, 2026, and it will be direct until December 13th of this year. So we have plenty of time to enjoy Jupiter. Now, Taurus, this is going to be for your sun, moon, and rising. And so Jupiter went direct yesterday at 8:30 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. And so, what does Jupiter represent, and what does it mean when it goes direct? All right, so Jupiter is the planet of expansion and growth and wisdom. It can be about teaching. It's also about higher realms and our purpose, our higher purpose. And so, Jupiter wants us to grow, it wants us to expand. And so, this is why Jupiter is often referred to as the planet, the great benefic, the planet of abundance, blessings, and opportunities. Yeah. And so now that Jupiter is direct, this is when we can experience emotional clarity, especially as it is in Cancer, because Cancer is intuitive, right? And Cancer rules the fourth house of home and family, but our emotional state, right? And my glasses a little bit crooked here. Yeah, they're going to be fixed. But yeah, it rules our emotional clarity. It sure does. Our home and family, Cancer, and also where we live, right? Cancer is it's a nurturing water sign, and it is a cardinal sign. So, and Taurus, you are a fixed sign, but nonetheless, it's going to be important for all of us because Jupiter, for you, it will be happening in your third house. Yeah, Cancer is your third house. And so we'll talk about that in just a moment, all right? And so when we have Jupiter going direct, this will allow all of us really, but will allow you, Taurus, to like continue with whatever you were thinking about growing, or it can bring you clarity about where you want to expand or grow in your life. It can bring you some wisdom. Jupiter is about movement, though, it sure is. So if you have been kind of on the fence about something, about maybe, what you want to be bigger for yourself. Jupiter also represents amplification, right? The big picture, things like that. There could be something that you want to build and you want it to be bigger, right? You want it to expand. And so that's really what Jupiter is about. All right. So, let's go to yours. And that happens at 8:30. I think I mentioned that. And so Jupiter for you is going direct in your third house of the intellect. And so that's very important because the third house is where we think about things, right? It's plans and goals. It can be decisions, communication, choices, things like that. It is also about our willpower, the third house, all right, which is important. Especially and exciting a little bit, I believe, because Jupiter's in that house for you. Now, it's also the third house is also about siblings and the immediate environment, things that you do all the time. You're just very familiar with them. So that is the third house as well. It can be about your neighbors, the local environment, in that way, like the physical local environment or the local environment, like mentally, where you're always doing something, or you not always doing something, but you're so used to doing it. That's the immediate or the familiar environment. So that is the third house for you. And so it can be about early childhood as well. It is about learning and short trips, short distance travel. And that is really why we say it is about the immediate environment or the local community because these short distance travel, right? And so this is about what you analyze. So, you could have maybe taken a little breakout to analyze, Taurus, really what's meaningful for you because that's what Jupiter is, right? And Jupiter going direct in the third house of communication and the mind, it can clear up misunderstandings and bring clarity regarding decisions. And also, it could be relating to maybe decisions relating to siblings, or as I said, things in the immediate environment. Okay. Natal Venus will square Jupiter on the 13th. Okay. So, and a square is it's in a challenging aspect in astrology. It puts pressure on us to really to act, to do something to make it better. Astrology is always showing us how to make things better for us, because it really does want us to rule, to reach our true potential. Yeah, the whole wheel is about you reaching your true potential and the philosophy and things like that, and how to get there. It really does show you how to get there. So that square, Venus will be squaring Jupiter on the 13th, which is in 2 days. And your natal, natal Venus, did I say Jupiter? Your natal Venus is in Aries. So in your house of endings and release. So, there's something that you probably want to go away, or you want to end, or maybe you want to dissolve it, but you might want to release it and surrender to something else because that's what the 12th house represents. And it could be asking you too, Taurus, to trust your intuition now that Jupiter is direct in your third house, because this 12th house for you, where Venus sits, that is telling you to trust your intuition, yeah, and surrender to the divine that all is well. Um, but we have to be in this, whenever we do that, we have to know basically that the universe has our back. And this is transcendence. And that is the 12th house of transcendence. Maybe you want to end some type of habit as well, because the 12th house can be habits. Yeah, it can be. So, it can be anything that you might be addicted to. It doesn't have to be anything, it could be that you like to eat a chocolate bar before you go to bed, right? Worst time to eat chocolate, right? Maybe if it's dark chocolate, maybe, but milk chocolate, no, you're not supposed to be eating that at night, right? So maybe it's something like that. But the square can make you more aware of your desires and bring new opportunities for growth and expansion. You might feel pressure in a relationship. Venus rules for you in terms of your sign, Taurus. It rules finance and possessions and also self-worth. We can say that as well-being as it is connected to your finances or your earnings. It can be that, right? This second house. So it's about self-love as well. Whenever something is about emotional well-being, um, which Venus represents, that is self-love and self-worth, right? Now, there could be pressure in a relationship. It also Venus represents relationships as it rules Libra, relationships, and also love for sure, love, and balance and harmony. So maybe there's something like that going on. Venus does want that. Um, and yeah, that square to Jupiter will encourage wisdom and growth. So thank you so much, Taurus, for joining me here today. Please like, share, and subscribe, helping me to get to the subs that I need, the 1,000 subs. If you've enjoyed my content here today, please like, share, and subscribe. Yeah, please go ahead and do that. Hit the little bell if you want to be notified of my next upload. And if you would like a reading with me. I'm a psychic. I do tarot. Check out my description box below. I have all kinds of my website there, all kinds of great readings too. They're really all to help us evolve because the power of astrology is so great. All right. Thank you so much for joining me here today.